All right, here at Knoxville Raceway for the 2023 Knoxville 360 Nationals with Tanner Holmes here. I asked you coming into the week what would make a successful prelim night, and I think top 10 starting spot on Saturday sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, it does. I think, you always want to be optimistic. You go anywhere and, you never don't think you're not going to do well. But coming here to Knoxville, I think there's definitely a real aspect to it, especially since we struggled the last couple of weeks and haven't really found any speed, but got in our 360 and, just everything got rolling. Of course, it starts with a good pill draw and then 2 good laps. And once we did that and qualified second quick, I don't want to say the rest of the night was going to be easy by any means, but, when you're set up that well, you kind of have to screw it up. So luckily got through our heat race and then, drop back a little bit in the feature, which I wish that wouldn't happen, but, that's part of it. And just, me trying to become a better driver at these bigger tracks and, figuring out where I went wrong and also tough, 360s, it's a little bit more difficult to move around. And I think mistakes can be a little bit more crucial. You don't have the power a 410 has to maybe make up for it.
With where you're at in your career, is there part of you that top 10 starting spot this week, the rest of the week is kind of gravy from a trip aspect and kind of the big undertaking it was for your team to make it all the way out here? This is your first really long tow, right?
Yeah, for the most part. We made some smaller trips out this way, but, not, and ran Knoxville in 2021, but, it was just a different deal. We didn't get to get any laps beforehand, and we were kind of just going to go and, run some other races, and it was just part of the trip. And this, I felt like we had a better opportunity, running those races beforehand and just trying to figure things out. So luckily we, like I said, it all just clicked here for 360 Nationals, and part of me is excited. I'm pumped, but at the same time, I'm like, man, we're in such a good position now, and I feel good about my car that, if the cards were to play out right, we can run well in this feature, and, we're not starting too deep. So, those first couple laps are crucial, but just focus on tonight. And then after tonight, we'll kind of, switch into 410 mode, which is, an even bigger battle than this. But at the end of the day, if you can qualify well and get a good pill draw, the Nationals, that's 50% of the ball game. And then you work on the other half.
How much confidence does it give you in your career to be able to be serviceable? And I know the result hasn't happened yet. We got to see how the A-Main goes, but I just think putting yourself in that spot, 360 Nationals or 410, is something to be proud of at the very least.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it is. I think some of it just doesn't even sink in yet until maybe the A happens. Just like I said, because I think all of us are still so focused. But yeah, literally the stage we're on, we don't compete on stuff like this too often. And being from the West Coast racing just means this is just different out there. There's a lot of diehard fans. There's a lot of people who have been doing it for a while, but it's not Knoxville. This is just, there's just something out here, being the sprint car country, sprint car capital of the world. So yeah, it's crazy to think of how far we've come. Last time I only ran 360 Nationals before, and I was one of those guys on the back stretch, which it happens. But and I think I was in a D main, and now all of a sudden, if a couple things went different on my prelim night, I could have been, first, second row, right there, not too many points away. So just got to keep working on little things for me and, staying, head down, and there's a lot of good guys around me. So just, working on the overall package, and I think, making the best laps I can during the feature.
You guys can catch Tanner tonight in this number 18T live on Dirt Vision.